Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1970s.
Why don't you act like a man and go hide in the closet, cowboy?
This is episode 265, reviewing The Witch Who Came from the Sea in 1976, recorded April 8th, 2026.
Gruesome Magazine.
All right, I am your host, Doc Rod, and this podcast about horror films released between 1970 and 1979. In each episode, I'll say, my co-host and I will tackle another classic or not so classic film from this wondrous, groovy, gory, and influential decade. With me of this week, returning from his 3-month vacation, is Jeff Moore. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing great, and thank you guys for covering to me, and I apologize if you were hoping I never came back, but here I am. We had a wonderful time. Met a bunch of Grue believers on the way.
Nice. That's the best thing ever, isn't it?
It was fun. Yeah, so it just worked out that way. We stayed at my brother's in Tucson, and so we visited with Chris Peters and had lunch with him, and then Dirk Rogers is in LA. I went up to visited him and his wife, and then we drove through San Francisco because my son is at UC now, and Ralph Miller lives on the south side of the bay.
Oh,
so
nice.
I visited him. Yeah. And then about an hour east of the bay is Dennis Lancaster. So I visited him, and he introduced me to a guy named Stephen Wathen, who is like around a lot in the special effects community, but didn't get many credits, but yet worked on a lot of movies.
Nice.
Cool. With a bunch of people. So anyway, and one of the ones that he worked on was Planet of the Dinosaurs.
Planet of Dinosaurs, yeah.
Planet of the Dinosaurs, yeah. So yeah, we had a great breakfast talking special effects. The women sat over there. We sat. None of them were into it.
Imagine that.
Did you run into Thunderhead Jones? Because I think he could be found on many Skid Row.
Well, actually,
alleys.
We driving across Nevada on Interstate 80, east of Reno, where I shot a man just to watch him die.
But snoring too loud.
There was a train derailment. We were blocked up for about an hour, and it took us probably a half an hour to find out what happened, because the traffic was back. They had taken 3 lanes and necked it down to 1 because they had all this equipment piled up there on the road to pick the rail cars off. And I was thinking, this looks like Thunderhead Jones' work. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. He was probably putting pennies on the tracks to squash them out. I always heard that could derail trains.
I had a great time. Great to be back, and thanks for covering for me. I'll get back to you on the movies you did. That I didn't miss doing Horror of the Blood Monsters.
No,
but there was some other ones I missed.
All right, joining us as always is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, all around nice guy, published author.
Yeah, I've got a book.
Cat lover extraordinaire.
I've got a few books. Cat lover extraordinaire. Cats leave me alone today.
No.
Countdown to retirement. We are, ladies and gentlemen, as we film this, I am at 54 days. Yeah.
It's your last day.
Thank you. The trip, May 9th. May 29th will be my last day of school.
Oh, wow.
I will leave at the earliest possible opportunity to drive like a bat out of hell to Charlotte so I can go to Carolinas.
We have to put a countdown clock up on the screen.
We do. Absolutely.
And then after that, I'm going to come home. I've got some plastic surgery scheduled to get the smile off my face, which is the only way ever going to get off my face.
All right. Also joining us is the man who will never retire, one Chad Hunt. How you doing, Doc Savage? Chad Hunt.
That's more correct than you probably realize. But yeah, I'm doing fine, Doc. Thanks.
Welcome, sir. You chose this wonderful film And what is the film you chose? Tell me.
The Witch Who Came Out of the Sea,
Or even came from it. Yep.
or somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
1976.
There was no witch, so it doesn't matter if she came out of it or from it. So.
Was she? No.
Somebody was there correcting his prepositions as she emerged.
Yes, exactly. All right.
I shot him just to watch him die.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to briefly go over the whatnots about the film. We're going to give you our first impressions. We're going to do cast of characters, get into the how they marketed the film, the crew, the cast, maybe some other things, and all that, and then wrap things up with feedback, which we love. We love the feedback.
We got feedback.
We haven't done this in a while, Jeff, because I was too lazy. What you want to talk about Play Now Media?
Oh, sure. And I'll just stick with, we do partner with Play Now Media, and they have a bajillion streaming channels, kind of niche or subgenre type streaming channels, a bunch of them. And so our podcasts are on them. And in particular, Decades of Horror, the 70s, is on their Wicked Horror TV channel.
Yes.
And you can treat that just like Tubi, watch it. You'll have ads, etc. Or you can subscribe. You won't have ads, and you'll get some more premium content. So
Absolutely.
Check them out. It won't cost you anything to check them out.
Yes, he's very good. Very good. What is that all about? All right, let's get into this. I know you're chomping at the bit. So here we go. The Witch Who Came from the Sea, 1976. I guess it's produced and directed by Matt Cimber, written by Robert Thom. The cast includes Millie, Perkins, Lonny, Chapman, Vanessa Brown, Peggy Fury. I'm going to say that's the way it is. Rick Jason, Stafford Morgan, Stan Ross, Roberta Collin, George Buckflower,
Yay.
Burkina Flower, and John F. Goff. The cinematographers are Ken Gibb, he was the director of photography, and Dean Cundey, who was the associate director of photography. Production company was Cimber. Or Cimber. Did I say Cimber above and Cimber down here?
Yeah.
We were trying to figure it
right.
out. One of them will be right. Yeah.
Filming locations is California, Santa Monica, Venice, Marina del Rey. The release date was January 2nd, 1976 in Corpus Christi, Texas, and February 1976 in the rest of the U.S. of A. Synopsis: a disturbed woman is haunted by memories of childhood abuse, which culminates in a murder spree. Yes.
I'll say.
All right. Let's find out what our first impressions of
Which
this
part?
film
my
was.
mental
Disturbed
state.
part or
Yeah.
the culminate?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chad, what did you think of your picks, sir?
Okay. You sure you want me to go first? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I saw this. It was on Shudder or Prime, one of those. And I said, that's a cool poster. And it's from the 70s. A Witch Who Came from the Sea. And boy, I said, this can't be bad. All that bad. And it took me 2 or 3 tries to figure out that I was watching that movie and not something else, because there was no witch at all. This is the worst written, worst acted movie I have ever seen in my entire life. This is the worst movie I have ever seen. I hate this movie. Usually I give people a benefit of the doubt because, it takes a lot to make a movie, and this is dog crap.
Oh, no.
If I went outside and scooped up dog crap and threw it at a movie screen, I would rather watch that for a half an hour, watch it run down the screen, than watch this movie ever again.
That's
because this is, oh my God! It took me a long time to get through this hour and a half movie. It was terrible. I mean,
It was so
I don't
bad,
even know where we'll get into it. I know we're but this is just the worst movie ever. How can I go beyond that and say anything beyond that? It's just bad. The only saving grace was Buck Flower, who I recognize from a billion other movies, and his part even sucked. I did not buy him as a cop for 1 millisecond. Did I buy him as a cop? Just oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, oh my is the least of this movie's problems. It's very, very badly written. I hated the dialogue. I hated the way the bad dialogue was delivered. Usually, if you have a movie that has bad dialogue, an actor can come along and save it somewhat by having some kind of inflection in their voice. But no, this is the most monotone movie I've ever seen that had dialogue where the killer is like this and she just talks like this no matter what situation. Also, it's the worst tattoo I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
This movie sucks.
All right. Bill.
Wow, I have to follow
better
that.
to say.
That's why you want me to go first. I'll go first.
Absolutely want you to go first.
But I think there is a valuable lesson here, because the guy who gave her the tattoo had some pretty, I mean, he was scary looking, but his tattoos were kind of impressive. And you're like, well, I guess that's the guy I should go to. And it's like, see, that's a classic blunder. Don't go to the guy. If there's only 2 tattoo artists in town, don't go to the guy with the good tattoos. He got it from the other guy.
Yeah.
Got to think these things through.
That's
But,
right. That's right.
well, I didn't hate it as much as that, because I was just sort of baffled by this. So this movie has always been, I've been aware of it for a long time, because I always passed it by at the video store. Because like Chad, I thought, wow, that's a great Frazetta cover. And then upon closer examination, it's like, oh, that's a really good ripoff of a great Frazetta cover. But then you flip it over on the back and you read the description. It's like, there ain't no witches in this. This looks like some artsy fartsy, depressing movie from Czechoslovakia or something. And that's pretty much what it is. It's an art film. It really does feel like an art film. It's got that art film kind of, like you say, monotone. It's pretty well composed. I mean, and then finding out later, okay, well, Dean Cundey was one of the people involved here back when he was starting. There's some real talent behind the scenes. So it's not a bad looking movie, but it's sad, it's depressing. It's an unpleasant topic. It's nominally horror, because there is some graphic castration. I mean, graphic, it's implied. I think the thing I remember most about this movie, I never watched it. I never ever finally pulled the trigger and rented it. But I remember it coming up, and this is the weirdest thing, but back in grad school, when I gave a rat's ass about other people's political opinions and stuff, I got into an argument with one of my many, many radical feminist friends. Don't know why. They flocked to me like a magnet. Because they're cool people. And she was on and on about how all these movies, because I obviously love low budget exploitation movies. Like, oh, those movies are always like, sexual violence against women. They would never dare show something like sexual violence against men. You don't have movies where men get castrated. Well, I was the wrong person to say that to, because I promptly, without even thinking about it, rat-a-tat-tat, wrapped off about 10 movies, starting with
dear God.
Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, and all the way to Ilsa, harem keeper of the oil sheiks. Okay, so they were the bookend, but there, it's a common theme in trash movies. No, it never showed up in an Ingmar Bergman movie, as far as I know, or the stuff that she liked to watch. But it was out there, and I knew this was one of them. I'd heard about that. This one had all kinds of graphic stuff, and watching it now, it's not that graphic. I don't hate it the way Chad hates it, because it's just I have to give it credit for being so incredibly odd. I don't know who this was made for. I don't know how they thought they were ever going to market it. So they didn't. They just slapped a Frazetta cover, a most misleading poster in the history of misleading posters. I don't know if there is any movie out there that qualifies as having a poster that is more 180 degrees diametrically opposed to what you're actually getting. I thought the lead performance, I get what you're saying, Chad, that, sometimes the delivery was a little weird, but to me that kind of worked because of this, how damaged this person is. That there's a pretty good range in here. There's times when she's absolutely gleeful, to the point where I'm not 100% sure that what we're seeing is really happening. Like, I was getting kind of American Psycho vibes from it. That, is she really killing these people? Because it almost seems, with the editing and everything, it almost seems more like it's a fantasy of hers. But then, of course, the cops are looking for a murderer, so I guess there really were bodies. And yeah, this is an odd movie. To me, I think the story about this movie is more interesting than the movie. The fact that it was a video nasty, which got it probably more attention than it would have gotten otherwise, and I don't really know why. I understand why some of the video nasties got on the list, but other than the subject matter of, childhood sexual abuse and castration and stuff, it's not that nasty. I don't know what to say. I would not recommend this to people, but I wouldn't necessarily chase them away from it either. This, of all the movies we've watched, this is one of the more baffling ones. It really is. I feel like I might be. I'm a little surprised at how much Chad hated it, because my feeling toward it was more confusion. So it didn't. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I just don't understand it. What exactly they were going for. I don't think they got that, whatever they were going for, because it just feels like a whole lot of pieces of different ideas all coming together. But again, the story behind it, the fact that she was married to the writer and he was having, going through a health crisis, and he wrote this and sold it and wrote the part for her so they could double dip and all. That's interesting. Matt Cimber had an interesting career. George Buck Flowers, we finally get to talk about him a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably not what people thought the girl who played Anne Frank in The Diary of Anne Frank was going to be doing later in life.
Yeah.
I'm eager to hear what you guys think.
There you go. Well, we'll start up with Jeff then. Jeff, welcome back. What did you think of this film?
Okay.
Right into the fire.
So what I thought was, this is one of the coolest titles, and I had seen it all the time too, The Witch Who Came from the Sea, and a great poster that we find out was stolen later on. And that's the two best things about the movie. I don't hate it like Chad did, although
nobody hates it like I do. Nobody.
He wanted to be the number one hater. I think Millie Perkins did a good job, but her part was written so weird. I mean, I guess she's on top of her other problems. She must be sort of bipolar, because she would, be giddy and laughing one moment and mad and screaming at somebody the next moment. And we kind of jumped around to different locations. And you're right. At first, Bill, I thought she was dreaming those kills or imagining them or hallucinating them or something. But then later on, when it seemed like it all fit, anyway, And there's some other, Lonny Chapman is a cool character actor. I've seen him tons of times. And of course, Buck Flower. Maybe the most disturbing thing is in their attempt to make the child abuse seem not as offensive, it just seemed even weirder to me.
Oh, yeah.
When you showed their feet and the guy's feet were moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't. Anyway. What else do I say? I don't know. She knocked off a couple of famous football players and a famous actor, apparently.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what happened. So I'm okay with it. It's if I was rating it, I'd probably give it a 2.25 or something like that.
Out of 5.
Anyway, that's
Out
it.
of 10.
All right. Well, for me, I'd seen this movie before because we reviewed it ages ago when there was a Blu-ray came out with 3 films on it. Bill, you remembered what it was called, the American Forgotten Films or something like that.
Something,
volumes of Forgotten Horror or something like
something
that.
Like that. I can't remember, but I reviewed all 3 of the films, and this was one of them.
What were the other 2? I wonder.
Who knows? Who cares? Let's move on. They were better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had to watch it again, and then make images for it, like you did, Bill. And oh my God, I do not like this film. I didn't like it then. Don't like it now. I blame the editing for most of the confusion because, like you said, unless it was on purpose, they wanted you to doubt what was going on. Maybe that was purpose. Jeff didn't like that. To know whether or not it was really happening or she was dreaming, because it was established early that between her and her sister that they had different memories about what was happening or what had happened, and because she would tell her nephews, right, different stories about her dad than what actually happened. So she was definitely damaged material. And I don't know, maybe society at that point in time was just crushing her. I don't know, but it just was so weird how it shifted from the dinner table where they were all together watching TV and then into these weird murders. I don't like this movie. I don't know if I hate it like Chad does, but I dislike it more than Bill does.
Yeah.
It is, I think it misses the mark on what it's trying to go after. And as far as a witch, that's all metaphor based on that painting.
Right.
When the famous actor is talking to her about it at his house. And so she, metaphorically, she's that witch who came from the sea. So that's fine. But yeah, the poster wants you to have a real, witch come in here doing.
It's okay to be metaphorical and everything, but when that metaphor, you turn it into the actual poster there, it's like, okay, you are, if I go to see a movie called Interview with a Vampire and it turns out, well, by vampire, we're actually talking about a greedy capitalist who owns a company. And it's like, no, okay, listen, dude, the poster has a guy drinking blood from someone's neck. I mean, don't give me this metaphor.
Yeah.
Did we lose Jeff? Wow, we lost
Jeff.
We just got him back, and already he's like, "Oh man, now I remember why I left for 3
He's like, this is enough." Another thing I didn't like was the ending. I don't like this vague, not
right,
not on the point. I don't mind if they stopped abruptly or 70s was weird, right? Because they would do weird endings. Usually they were very, very anti-fun. Right?
Yeah.
They were not very fun endings.
Maybe they were leaving it open for a sequel, The Witch Who Went.
No, I don't think so. I think they were trying to, baffle us even further. The goal was to baffle us. But anyway, I don't want to talk about how much I dislike this film anymore. Let's move into something before we get on with discussing the film, because Jeff and Chad, I'm going to move you up here. And we'll do a little bit of this, and we will say, no, let's do a little of that. And we'll do taglines with Chad.
Wait, Jeff, did you talk about this film?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Ah, see, I've already
did.
forgot. This film doesn't linger in the brain.
Linger.
See how it rots your memory, your
Yeah,
brain from watching it?
I talked about how impressive the title and the poster were, and that was
Oh yeah,
about it.
that's right. That's right. Let me say one thing about it. Okay, 1976. As I recall, the topic of child abuse, incest was really not forefront. That was not something that got talked about a lot. So this film was probably fairly shocking in terms of subject matter for the time.
Oh,
Now that's not the case
yeah, it
anymore.
was
Now,
video nasty hints. Yeah.
Well, Chad,
Well,
have fun with the taglines.
tagline with
The
Chad.
tagline goes as follows: Molly really knows how to cut down men down to size.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think I heard.
Oh my!
Makes
Even
it
the
sound like a wacky
tagline
comedy.
sucks.
You know what? As much as this film is not a horror movie about witches, it's even less a wacky comedy.
Oh my gosh!
You know,
No, it's not a wacky comedy.
Not
All
a
right.
wacky
And
comedy.
I just want to add something to what Bill said. I agree that back then, child abuse of that nature was not shown very often. But it's enough to just imply it. I don't need to see it in such. It didn't get graphic in any way, but like the scene with the feet and it was just disgusting. I was disgusted by it, and
Well, yeah, that's what they were trying to do. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it I just want to be entertained. I don't really need to be disgusted in that way to watch basically a child get
Yeah.
incestually.
All right.
You know what I'm talking
No,
about.
enough said.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been the strangest taglines with Chad ever. So let's get out of here with that.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
Poor Crystal.
All right. Well, we're going to move into our next segment, which is this will be an interesting one with this one, which is our cast of characters. We're going to go through each of the main characters and discuss their role in the film and all that and more. Let's just start off. This is Millie Perkins as Molly. She's our lead. She's, as it says there, deeply troubled, alcoholic, cocktail waitress. Suffering from extreme PTSD and psychosis, which our previous discussion initiated. What do we okay, so we kind of did talk about this character, but what's going on with her? Is there anything we can say about this character that makes sense to the movie outside of the PTSD itself?
Yeah, I mean she's been completely mentally destroyed by her past. I mean, there's a good person there. She's, she genuinely loves her nephews and people like her. But she's doomed. It's like a curse that has followed her, which, and I'm of two minds of these things. What Chad says is true. I don't want to see the trauma that makes people traumatized. At the same time, you got to show it in a way that's at least somewhat traumatic, or you lose all the effect. I don't know that if you're going to make a film about rape, you should, in the old time Hollywood, they would just fade to black and we had to kind of fill in all the bad stuff with our minds, but that's not really as bad. Now, does that mean you have to watch I Spit on Your Grave, a 12-minute rape scene or something? Yeah, that's no fun either. That is what it's like. But we go to these things to be entertained. So I don't know. I think she did. The more I think about it, I think in a way she did do a good job of portraying this kind of victim, because her performance is all over the place, and sometimes it is that kind of flat affected thing, but that's sort of consistent with some people who have gone through that kind of trauma. And then other times she's quite gleeful. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs time. And a couple of linebackers ain't backing any lines anymore.
No, but there is a thing where we don't know much about her between when she was a child and the adult that she is now. We really don't get anything to fill in those blanks, but she is, she's in a dive bar working as a waitress. She also has, it's in the 70s when free love was everywhere. Right. And things were happening. The movie is full of that, which I guess is not the best environment for her mind, her fragile mind to be.
Well, you're kind of right. One of the things the film doesn't really answer is why now? Why is this suddenly happening now? She's presumably not been a serial killer up to this point in time. I guess we don't really know, but that's the impression I get. What is it that flipped the switch that, just the right combination of pills and alcohol and life's disappointments? And I don't know.
Well, her friend is pushing, what is it? Mother's Little Helper on her. So there are substances involved too.
Well, they fool you too at the beginning. I mean, when they're on the beach she's on the beach with the two boys, she's fantasizing about the bodybuilders getting killed, and it goes back to normal. So later on, when you see her doing these things with these other guys, like you guys brought out, it makes you feel like, did that really happen? Or did this whole thing really happen or what? So it sort of cheats a little bit doing it that way. Or maybe it doesn't, but I felt like they were setting it up there that she's just fantasizing.
Yeah.
Well, and it was like some kind of weird slow motion, or weird voice echoing. They did something to the voice,
like a dream or something.
Yeah. So maybe she wasn't.
But then you hear the next day that it's in the news.
Yeah, right. I think it would have been more interesting if they stretched that out a little bit, that maybe she was fantasizing, and then at some point the fantasies and reality become blurred in her mind, and she's really killing people that she was just fantasizing about before.
Yeah,
but that's not how they went. So
no, because we really don't get an idea of her now, right? Because we're just there and things are happening, and then we get all the backstory, so we understand her state of mind. But there's a there's a good amount of time in between these two events, and we don't get it. And but I'm curious. Well, there's a lot of talk about, but I think it's more for when we get to the director and the writers for that.
Yeah. Well, it just seemed like she jumped around a lot in what she was saying, and nothing she said made sense, because she would say one thing, and like, last night I had a dream about the two football players, and I ran out of coffee creamer. What are we going to do? That kind of thing. That's aggravating to an audience. That's not, especially when you don't know what's going on yet.
She seemed more worked up about, because her nephews liked these football players, so she seemed more worried about how they would react than the fact that maybe she killed them. She wants to make sure she goes picks them up from school. Anyway,
yeah, there's a lot of strange choices, not only from the character but by the filmmakers themselves and the writers. Well, then we have Lonny Chapman as Long John. He's the owner of the bar, which Molly works at. And apparently they have a thing because they're together quite a bit. We're really not, I don't know, do we get an idea if, are they a couple, or are they just, occasionally
friends with benefits?
Yeah, friends with benefits, because it's a little questionable.
I feel like he really did care for her, but I don't feel like they were an exclusive couple. I just feel like they got together whenever, and but why she didn't kill him, I'll never know. But
why do you say that?
I don't know. I mean, she seemed to kill everybody who she slept with, but he had she sort of had a family there at this bar, because her sister wasn't much of a family. I guess you'd say a family member. She didn't feel like a sister to her. So these folks felt more like a family to me, to her, than anybody else. So it just felt like that she was good friends with him, and she just slept with him occasionally when it suited him. And
yeah, I wonder what. Yeah, I mean, he was a likable enough character. You know,
Likable and
sketchy side, but
give the movie
but
credit.
everybody
He's
was
no pretty boy. He's looks like an actual. He looks like a bar owner.
He does indeed, especially in the 70s, right? Because this is not what the area looks like now. The area is decrepit at this point. It's right. There's a lot of empty buildings and sketchy roadways, and even the beach wasn't necessarily inviting.
Yeah, there was no Muscle Beach. It was just guys that haul their weights out onto the beach and worked out with them. Yeah, it was just, it looked like a ghost town almost.
Almost, yeah. And then maybe we were talking about her sister. So Vanessa Brown as Kathy, who knew the truth about her past, and was. I mean, did you feel like she cared about her? It just that she didn't. They didn't really get along well, but I felt like they cared about each other.
Didn't really get a lot of chemistry between them. For one thing, the actress seems like she's older than she should be to be her sister. And but one thing when you're watching this movie and she's talking about her how heroic the dad was and everything, and the sister is like giving her the side eye, like you're like, ruh-roh, I think I know where this is going. And sure enough it was.
Well, I think the age difference was on purpose, because
I guess
because the flashbacks don't have the older sister in them, so she's probably not in the house at that time.
Yeah.
So
or she got out while the getting was good.
Well, I think she's let's see, in terms of her real age, she was 48 when this came out.
How old was Miss Perkins?
I'm thinking she was 40, but
I mean, that's not a tremendous age difference, sure. And that could have been something they could talk about more, that she's got her memories of the father, but they weren't really necessarily in the house together all. Family dynamics.
But she knew. She knew.
She was 40 when this came out. So.
And it would have been interesting, was she also a victim of the father, and just she was able to overcome that trauma and make a life for herself? She may not be living a glamorous life, but she's clearly not as damaged as her sister is.
And we don't know about the mother, right? So we don't know if the mother was there when, there might have been a different environment when the mother was there. Maybe still wasn't good, but not as.
Right. And maybe that's fine. I mean,
bad.
Movies tend to over-explain things too. And,
some arguments between.
I'm sorry.
I was going to just say, if they, some arguments between the two that would kind of fill in the blanks, or let's give an idea of that there's truly a difference of them, instead of the vagueness that's there.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of yapping going on, but not a lot of information being shared with us.
Yeah.
I felt like that she loved her and cared about her, but was also really frustrated with
very much,
their current living situation, and her being around was hard to take, obviously. And plus I think she knew about the mental issues. Didn't she tell somebody later on?
Yep.
And I've seen this played out where the children of troubled childhoods often seem to go in one of two directions. Like if a parent is an alcoholic, they either unfortunately continue the cycle, or they're like I will never drink alcohol ever because I know what it did to my family and all. And when you have two siblings who kind of chose different paths, that's going to create a great deal of tension and strain between them. I suspect that the writer of this probably, now, okay. So one of the things I read was that he did base a lot of this on real things. Ms. Perkins' father was like a merchant marine or something. He was, I believe he was not a evil molester or anything. So her family was not thrilled about that they incorporate elements of real life into the script, but made it much darker than the real life had been.
Mm.
Yeah. I can see where that
would be awkward Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
And then we have the other co-worker who is
she's sort of the Polly Holiday of the Boathouse Bar. Kiss my grits,
Well, who was she talking about? She kept talking about Daphne's. I thought she was Daphne for a while, that she was talking about herself in the third person. Daphne has diarrhea. Daphne took a pill. Daphne was like, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I don't think they ever explained who Daphne was. She was just a plot device to. Well, Daphne gave me these pills. Daphne takes these pills, and Daphne drinks this liquor, and that kind of.
There is no Daphne. It's all Doris.
Yeah.
That's just Doris.
That's a whole nother movie that came out of the state.
Yeah. Every dive bar has a Doris.
This was a confusing character for me.
Yeah, you thought this is going to go somewhere.
And she's just part of the life, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You couldn't not have somebody else there. There was only the two of them. They had to have somebody else there.
Families come together in weird ways.
Sure.
Especially traumatic, under traumatic events. The strangest people can get together and just be very close knit, like a family or whatever. And I think she was just part of that group.
Yeah. There's an interesting story in there. I have no reason to think this is true, but this movie feels to me like a movie that they shot, and then when they were done, they had a rough cut that was like 5 hours long.
Probably.
And then they started just, okay, this isn't necessary. This isn't necessary. Oh God, can we make a horror movie out of this?
Yeah, it does kind of feel like there's a lot left on the cutting room floor. But they, I definitely believe, they're of the time. They're definitely 70s people.
Yeah.
And then we have this guy, the so-called
rich Corinthian leather.
Yeah, this so-called famous actor who so Molly got along with people, at least for a bit.
She's cute.
She had some. What's the word I want? She was congenial or miscongenial. She seemed to have a way to get along with somebody right away, but then she also knew exactly which buttons to push.
She pushed his buttons.
Turn it on. Yeah.
Pushed his button. All right.
Billy Bat.
Yeah.
Billy Bat. Yeah, he was another. He thought he was better than everybody, and what he's doing, hanging around at the Boathouse dive bar, as an aging movie star, we'll never know.
But he invites he's got this crazy party at his house, and everybody at the bar is invited. They're all there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's happening?
He had I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
He was surrounded by all these beautiful naked women, but somehow Molly intervenes into his life, and he wants to sleep with Molly, and he makes a big deal out of it, and
then she
ends up defanging him, I guess you'd say.
Oh, yep. Yeah, it doesn't go well for him. Then we have the police officers who are bubbling officers.
Eddie Eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not going to talk long about these guys because it's Richard Kennedy is
This guy
Active
stood there.
fears.
This guy sat there straight faced almost all the time. He didn't say hardly anything.
No, he just
Yeah.
he's like he doesn't arrest you so much as give you a disapproving glare.
He does give you a disapproving glare. Yeah. George Buck Flowers as Detective Stone gets most of the dialogue.
Because
Yeah,
he's
he's
George Buck Flowers. God, this man's a king.
Tell us
Yeah,
about it. No, we'll talk
I
about
didn't really,
it.
we'll talk about him, but I mean, yeah, he wasn't totally believable. He's much better as the town drunk than the town cop. But this guy's a veteran.
But these two felt like they were on the worst beat ever. Yeah,
I mean, you're covering Venice Beach in the 70s.
Yeah, so their motivation wasn't really high.
Oh yeah, come on. What was it like? Venice Beach in the case of the missing barbells again.
Again.
Which one of you fellers crapped on the beach while you were lifting weights?
But how did they? Did I miss it? How they figured out where the murders were, who the murderer was, and how they got there?
Well, the sister had the clothes.
Yeah,
the sister had the clothes.
Yeah, she found the clothes, or they found the clothes.
They found the bloody clothes
and showed them to
Billy
the sister.
Bats. And,
Okay.
The sister said those were your clothes. Those are.
Yeah, it just seemed kind of. I don't know.
It was thin.
Yeah.
Listen,
they weren't ever going to crack the case on their own. We didn't have DNA profile back then, but the sister walks up and is like, "Oh, I think my sister might have done it. Here's a bunch of clothes covered in blood." It's like, I think we solved this mystery.
Well, we got a suspect now.
But then they basically, to help me out here, they assisted her suicide, right? Isn't that what happened in the end? No.
Well, it looked like they gave her a handful of pills.
Yeah.
They told her to keep taking the pills, so
she's out floating on the raft in the ocean. I just figured she was.
So they sort of helped her before the cops could get her and take her in. They sort of helped her depart this plane of existence, I think.
Yeah, it was all sketchy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did, didn't they?
I forgot.
Yeah, and then we have one.
YouTube doesn't like the S word.
No, but we have one more character. The most interesting looking character, at least in the movie.
I take it back. That's a terrible tattoo, boy. That's an unfortunate life choice right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Stan Ross
I could have been a banker. I could have been an architect. No, but then you got a face tattoo, and that's it.
And it's like a dragon with a backwards ram horn on it or something.
Yeah, drawn by a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
on his
lost an election bet.
Maybe he did do his own tattoo.
Yeah, he might have.
Without looking in a mirror. Without looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
This guy's a great character though, because you recognize that character, right? You see that guy and all kinds of stuff back then.
He does that cool trick where one eye, he makes one eye bigger than the other. That always,
Yeah, what a name, man. Jack Dracula.
Yeah, and he had like the tattoo place.
His shtick used to be, and I can't remember how it fit in, but he'd stand there and just go, "I'm with you," or "I'm with him," and it just, I don't know. He was on Jackie Gleason all the time.
I don't remember him.
See, back in the day, if you just got one good line that you could do over and over again, like remember the guy who was always like, "Yes," he would be the waiter, or maitre d', or elevator operator.
Oh, you doesn't have to call me Johnson.
Oh yeah. You could ride that. You could ride that one line to the grave.
Yep. Can't do that now so much.
Nah.
But that was the thing. You had the
now
dynamite.
Well, I don't know. Well, never mind.
Never mind. But he was creepy. He creeped them out, and he was a creepy guy when he came out of the doorway when they were
that laugh.
It was like, run away.
But she did run away at top speed, and then comes back to him 10 minutes later to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And you're right, Chad. That was a terrible. It's like, I want a mermaid, and like, well, I don't really know what that is. I'm just going to wing it. That was a terrible mermaid tattoo.
And the fins are just right coming out of the curly black sea.
Oh my goodness. Was that the witch that came out?
That's what he said. That's what he said.
I hate this movie so much.
That was another unnecessary thing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, to me, that character was the highlight. He's just so creepy looking. All right. Well, that's our cast of characters. Let's get into how they promoted it. Looking at the
does it feel like they could have made it so that we're thinking that he's the killer? That, you know,
wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, you know, put a little mystery into this
There
movie,
is
and then it turns
no
in-
misdirection.
No,
in there, is there?
no, it's not. It's not about that. That's not the topic of the movie. Well, here's the posters.
Oh my boy, oh boy. I mean, look at that. That's a cool ass and strangely familiar poster. That promises so much that is not in this movie.
No.
She's got the wrong head in her hand there.
Yeah, sure does.
This is somebody that's, well, yeah, and we know they stole the poster, but it's sort of like somebody saw the title and said, "This is."
That reminds me of a Frazetta painting.
Yeah, they never actually saw the movie. They just went, "Ooh, the witch who came out of the sea. This is cool."
Yeah. Well, they tried to explain it with that painting.
I'd put this poster on my wall. It's a great poster.
Yeah. Yep.
But then so is the poster that they ripped it off from.
So what did they do? They just like put new faces on it?
It looks like somebody.
I think I got the actual
there,
poster,
Doc.
don't I?
Yeah. We have this is the poster.
Yeah.
No, they didn't use the poster. It
looks like somebody repainted it.
Yeah.
Because that's a Frazetta painting.
Yeah. If you're going to rip off anyone, rip off Frazetta, right? Took
The
away
pose
the
is
lizard,
exact.
stuck in the head.
Yeah.
They even have the streaks, the Bride of Frankenstein streaks going
hair
through
in there.
Yeah.
But they did make her face a little more human.
Definitely a light box kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, they should be ashamed of themselves. Frazetta should have sued them for all the money they made on this movie, but it would have cost them too much to get the buck.
I like how they underlined cut men down to size in red.
Wink.
From a swipe from the bloody scythe, I guess.
You know what I mean, and I think you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet he never saw this until it was too late.
Yeah.
Or if he did, he didn't give a shit. He was fine. All right. Anything else we want to say about the posters? And
that's it.
That was it?
You can look all you want. You will not find another. Well, the only other poster is the cover of the Arrow Blu-ray, which is decidedly different and not anywhere near as good as this.
Jeff's going to show us now.
I was going to say, does he have the Arrow Blu-ray?
I do not. But that's when you search for posters for this movie. That's what you get.
What else do you?
Book covers in that poster right there. There's no foreign titles. You notice there was no AKAs. There literally was like the title in every country was "The Witch Who Came from the Sea."
I mean, why would you have another poster if you had the balls to rip off Frazetta? Embrace it. Just go with it.
And I'm not sure it got seen that many places because if you just look at the release date, its debut premiere was Corpus Christi. I don't know if that's like the capital of premieres or what.
Maybe.
And then I just don't think it was publicized much at all. It was. I don't know if we're getting to that or not, but the writer was Millie Perkins' husband, and he had been ill, and they had a lot of medical bills, and so this was his way. He wrote this spec for her, so he could get paid and she could get paid, But I don't know. There's no data whatsoever on budget or box office.
No, this is very, very, very independently produced and released and everything.
This feels like the kind of thing that would be third on a triple feature at a drive-in.
Probably ended up doing that.
And whoever was in charge
to see that title in that poster.
It was in every video store. Every Blockbuster had a copy of this. I've run across this a bazillion times and just never decided to rent it.
And then it became forgotten after that.
Yeah.
Until the mid-teens, right? When they released the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that is curious. There's some films that were all over the place videotape, but then when the switch happened to DVD and everything, they just sort of vanish and they never get streamed. And it's like, what happened?
Yeah, they get lost in the mix. Don't have a good
Yeah.
print.
Maybe.
The
The
VHS
VHS
probably wasn't a good transfer anyway. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's the director who did other movies apparently.
Did other movies, and although he looks like a professional bowler, married one of the great sex symbols of our time, Jane Mansfield. I mean,
Oh wow!
there
Okay,
you
I didn't
go.
realize that.
Tell you folks, confidence will take you far.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
He directed her in a play and a movie, I think, in the early 60s.
Yeah.
Hundra? Is that what this is?
Hundra.
There's something ahead
Conan
of that.
and Tarzan.
And that's in 1983 as well. So.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's not good, but I've never seen Hundra. Now I did watch a few episodes. This is the original Glow, not the Netflix miniseries that they made about Glow, but actual Glow, which was a dreadful but kind of charming WWF ripoff with the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And they were all the broadest of broad stereotypes. So we have the Russian babushka versus a hillbilly versus a welfare queen versus it was really, really broad. And the wrestling was adequate. It was just, if WWE had no budget, you'd have Glow.
Yeah.
It was a TV series. It lasted 56 episodes from 86 to 90. That's kind of insane.
And he
Where
was
was it
the
on?
main director. I feel like it was syndicated, right after Roller.
Yeah, I think
Glow.
it was syndicated.
Do you know what year Glow was?
86 is when it first came
86.
out.
So we're talking, WrestleMania, the WWF at the time was really starting to, that was in its prime. That was Hulkamania was running wild, brother. And so no surprise. Someone came along with a low budget alternative.
Yeah, just to throw in there too about the writer wrote
Is this the writer?
Death Race 2000.
No.
No.
We don't have a card for the
I don't
writer.
have
Okay.
a card for the writer.
Death
But he did write Death Race 2000.
And I think Crazy Mama.
Oh, Crazy Mama. Oh, the Angie Dickinson one, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
And was that Robert Thom? Robert Thom?
Robert Thom. Yep. He's the one who was, that was married to Crazy Mama. Song of the Succubus.
Hey,
I
wow.
like the sound of that.
Not Angie Dickinson, Cloris Leachman.
Oh, okay.
Cloris Leachman?
Cloris Leachman, yes. Yeah, she made.
Stuart
Was that a
Whitman
Roger
and
Corman
Ann
movie?
Southern.
Oh, he did Bloody Mama too.
You'd think it'd have to be.
Bloody Crazy Mama.
Bill Paxton's film debut.
Wow.
Bloody Mama was Shelley Winters, Don Stroud, Pat Hingle. He wrote that one. And then Crazy Mama, and that was in 70, and then Crazy Mama was in 75, like you said. Jonathan Demme. You said that, didn't you?
I didn't.
Jonathan Demme directed it.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Well, Demi did a lot of Corman stuff, I think.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Mama.
Stuart Whitman. Did you say
It
Stuart Whitman
is
in there?
New World Pictures. Yes.
Yeah. Jim Paxton was in it. Don Most.
Yeah, Donnie
Oh
Most.
my
Was,
God. Sally Kirkman. Dick Miller, of course.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. Hilarious. All right. So then we have Dean Cundey. Cundey. Yeah, I don't know. I added an H in there just for S&Gs.
And
Cundey.
now he's well known for far better movies than these, but this I just wanted to show this is what he was starting out doing. And Black Shampoo, Creature from the Black Lake, which we did. Ilsa, Harem Keeper of the Oil Sheiks, which I will say, I think about that's better photographed than it has any reason to be.
Because
Satan's Cheerleaders, which we got to do sometime because that's just so damn dumb.
The human tornado.
Dolomite, the human tornado.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
So what what are some
when
of
you
his better films?
Oh, better. Well, Big Trouble in Little China. To name or just about it. All the really great Carpenter
Halloween.
films.
What?
Halloween.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this guy's. A lot of people credit the artistic decline of John Carpenter to when he stopped working with this guy.
Oh, okay. I didn't
know,
realize this
He was
I don't know.
nominated. He was nominated for best cinematography for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh,
So
whoa.
He's done some Spielberg movies.
he did Hook,
Hook.
Apollo 13. I mean,
Well,
it's just-
he's the best as far as I'm concerned. He's
he's the guy
uh,
that originated that shot, in Halloween, where Michael Myers just kind of emerges out of the dark
Mhm.
closet. You just kind of start to see him sitting there.
Yeah, changing the lighting.
That's
Yeah.
who lit and
Yeah.
shot
If
that.
there's
Escape
ever
from
been-
New York, yeah.
You know how we talk about directors and how you can recognize their style
Yeah.
from the Dean Cundey has a style. I mean, as a director of photography, he almost has his own style if you pay close attention.
Oh yeah. And we tend to give directors too much credit for everything. It's like, oh, that's a Steven Spielberg shot. That's a shot by whoever was the director of photography on the Steven Spielberg movie. Now, a lot of these directors realize that's a good move, is to get on the good side with a really talented cinematographer, because if they fall down the job, it doesn't matter what you did, no one can see it.
Mhm.
And that becomes an identifiable thing. Another thing I like about Dean here is, look at this guy. He looks to me like what a director of photography should look like. A big, burly Viking-like guy who's hoisting these gigantic cameras and probably takes no crap at all.
Wow. He even did Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Mandalorian. He did
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Battlestar Galactica, The Second Coming, the 1999.
now, not all the movies that he shot are any good, but
Some of them are really, really good.
yeah, some of them are. And even the ones, it's been a long time since I saw Satan's Cheerleaders, but I suspect if I were to watch it again, which I would only do for this podcast, we'll be able to say not great, but the compositions are pretty solid and everything's in focus that needs to be in focus. I sure can't say that about a lot of no budget movies. I can't imagine he was paid a lot of money to do The Human Tornado.
No. He did Roadhouse.
Without Warning. I forgot that.
89.
Oh yeah, Without Warning.
We did that.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. He did the Halloween 3. He did Psycho 2. The Thing, of course.
Psycho 2 is good.
But it's hard to. So what
Galaxy
did you see
the
here?
Roller Boogie.
This was,
Roller Boogie.
it was weird because they gave him a credit in the film as associate director of photography, which is odd to me. Did they boot the one guy
yeah, you wonder what the story is.
Yeah. Well, I did not put that together. That is so awesome. Thank you for bringing that up.
I figured that's why Chad picked it.
He was bamboozled by the great poster.
I'm giving you an out.
There you go.
I don't need an out. Thanks, buddy, but I don't need an out.
Millie Perkins. The boat scene. Oh my god!
I mean, I gotta say,
pissed me off so much.
I agree that with Chad that sometimes there was a flat delivery, but I think that was a deliberate on her part, because other times she has a tremendous range in this film, all over the place, and that's why part of the reason why I was thinking early on she was an unreliable narrator, and that what I'm seeing was not really what was happening, but the film disagreed with me. Nobody asked me to write it, so I know, in fairness, I would have been too young.
Yeah, and like you said, she played Anne Frank in The Diary of Anne Frank in 50
Yeah, I mean that's her most famous role, and been a long time since I watched that, but I thought as I remember, she was quite good in it. That also, I suspect, is one of those roles that kind of follows you.
That was her first role too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Well, you go here, I guess. You end up making
eventually
a movie.
Yeah.
There's the ending. So I guess this ending was just in her mind as she's.
I took it that she was dying.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah.
drifting off to.
And that's her happy place, I guess.
Yeah, that's the artsy fartsy ending.
Going off to the fate that she claimed her father had.
I'm going to go
on
in
the
order.
other hand. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had to look it up. The actual director of photography, not the associate director of photography, is Ken Gibb. And he did movies like, just hold on just a second.
Sure.
String of stuff here. Oh, come on. Oh, The Goddaughter Part 2, The Goddaughter Part 3, The Goddaughter Part 4.
What? Wait, are these porn?
I think so. Banging with the Homegirls.
No kidding.
Oh, Blowjob Betty. That's
Don't stop.
kind of a giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Adventures of Butt Girl and Wonder Wench.
Oh, okay. We can stop now.
I'm sorry.
Look how your face is so red.
Even for porn, those sound terrible. What was that one?
What's that?
What was that last one?
Butt Girl and Wonder Wench.
Oh, but Deep Throat 4 too.
Oh.
Deep Throat 4. Oh,
who knew?
Wanda Whips the Dragon Lady.
Okay. I think we're good.
He can't stop until he reaches the whole.
Titles are good. Fertilize the blaspheming bombshell.
This episode's never going to get on
wait,
YouTube.
those movies sound like parodies of other porno movies. Like God,
Parodies of parodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
Urban Cowgirls.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Fox.
It's like Lay's potato chips to him.
It
He
is.
can't just stop.
I can't. Foxholes. 2 words.
Okay.
Fox.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Here's the other cast. You got the
Saving
boys in
Ryan's Privates. What?
there. Okay, Bill, you made this. Talk about it.
Oh, well, just some various other people that were in this movie. I was like, okay, I was kind of scrambling on this one. I had just gotten back from a long trip, and I was like slapping things together. I should have paid more attention. I mean, the guy on top deserved his own thing because he did some other stuff too. I thought the kids were actually okay, and I usually hate kids in these low budget movies because they can't act and they're clearly, the sons of the producers. But no, they're not. They're in
Lonny Chapman. I would swear that we did something recently with him in them.
He seems familiar.
But I was looking through his credits. I couldn't figure out what it was. He was in The Birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which we did years ago.
I've seen him in westerns too. I've seen.
Oh yeah, he's in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, because he's the guy behind the counter, right? Or behind the bar, right? When at the
he's the owner, I think.
Yeah, the owner. Yeah.
He hires her. That's who she. I don't know. When she doesn't want to go to her sister's house, I guess she sleeps with him. Was that kind of?
Yeah. You're coming back to the movie, not in not in The Birds.
That was not a title of another movie.
No. Yeah, I'm looking to see these credits, and they're all over the place.
They are, and I didn't find a lot of horror movies. I could not. I swear that we talked. Oh, he is in an episode of Night Gallery, but we haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it yet. Oh my!
So I don't know. That was my first choice, or even Kolchak. Nothing in Kolchak. He seemed like a perfect Kolchak guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was famously in Baby Doll. Might have been his first big role.
Yeah, that was a big deal at the time.
Anyway.
And this guy on the bottom you say he was like in comedy stuff?
Yeah, he was one of those one joke guys they would bring on in skits, to like I don't know. What is
Yeah.
his name here? I'm trying to
Sonny
find
and
him.
Cher walk into a hotel, and this guy comes out and does his shtick, and the audience applauds.
Jack Dracula, I'll never forget, but I'll be darned if I can remember. There it is, Stan Ross.
Stan Ross. Yeah, he was in What's Up, Doc? He was the music. He was one of the musicologists.
Mask.
Yeah.
He was in Mask.
Huh?
Trademarks: deadpan expression, catchphrase "I'm with you" delivered in a deadpan, deep voice style. He would do impersonations of Eddie Cantor, which you could see with his eyes for sure.
Oh my gosh.
See, this is when you know it's a different time. This is the kind of stuff Gilbert Gottfried would joke about all the time. It's like, I've got a great Eddie Cantor impersonation, but literally nobody knows that.
Nobody, yeah.
Hey, listen to my Eddie Cantor, and you could do any voice you want. People are like, I guess. Eddie Cantor, that's great.
He had a bit part in Private Eye, Holy Moses. You remember those movies?
Oh, Holy Moses, yeah.
Yeah. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
That's a good one. Russ Meyer.
Yeah.
Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype.
Is that the one with Oliver Reed?
Yes.
I believe so. He plays Flash Flood.
It's not good.
Yeah. Oh, best at it. I purposely did not make a card for this guy. Just didn't want to talk about him.
No,
thank you, Doc. Thank you so much.
What's even freakier is who played the girl.
Yeah.
Who played the girl?
Buck Flower's daughter.
Oh,
thanks, Dad.
And he was the casting director. So
Buck Flowers was the casting director.
That's who's listed as casting director. So.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
Questionable
a good week
choices.
in the Flowers house that week. 2 paychecks coming in.
Yeah, I wonder what Mom thought of that idea.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Speaking
of Buck,
there we go.
Buck Flowers.
Speaking of George Buck Flowers, okay, so this man is a god among men. I started, it's like, he shows up in a lot of stuff. I think I'll make a little picture with all of his things. Well, I couldn't because there's too many of them. There's just way too many, but all over the place, and usually small roles. But he did a lot of small roles, and he must have been a fun guy to work with. Because boy, he's in everything.
Oh yeah.
He was in They Live.
He was in They Live too. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
And just so everybody knows, we're all saying Buck Flowers, but his name doesn't have an S on the end of it. It's Buck Flowers.
It's just Flower, just single.
Yeah, but it just wants to come out. I was trying to say it right, and I just couldn't. Just went Flowers. Okay.
We're going to change his name legally.
But you guys are right. He usually plays a bum, or especially like in They Live. I call that the ultimate Buck Flower role because that's what he was in that. And then Roddy McDowell finds him later, all dressed up because he's went over to the other side of the alien side and that kind of thing. But yeah, he's usually playing.
Down?
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper. Did I say McDowell?
You did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Chad, just to back you up here, those they put the 4 movies known for. He played a bum, a drifter, and a cook.
A bum, a drifter, and a bum.
So it's good. It's good to see he's evolving. He started out as just a bum, but then he became a drifter, which is a bum, who goes around looking for work, and then he found work as a chef.
Yep,
that's good.
Yeah, you're just looking. I'm seeing, wino, homeless man, bearded man, homeless man. Just scrolling down his credits. So.
Yeah, he was drunk and escaped from New York. He was the cook in Starman, the bum in Back to the Future.
I wonder if he had like his own bum wardrobe that was like, hire George.
He was simply the old man in Maniac Cop. He was Mr. Wallace in Pumpkinhead. Do you have that on it?
Yeah.
You do have that.
Yeah.
He was became a drifter. He was a drifter.
I'm gonna take a wild stab and say a bum.
Tammy and the T-Rex. Wow.
Tammy and the T-Rex. Oh my God, that movie. There's sorority babes in the slime bowl, Bowl-orama, whatever.
which 80s actually did that movie
Oh wow,
right before we started.
they were scraping the bottom of the barrel even back then.
Oh my God.
Capture of Bigfoot. I think probably the worst movie on the ones that we have up here would be Capture of Bigfoot.
Worse
Possibly.
than Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS.
Yeah, Ilsa She-Wolf the SS is disturbingly entertaining, actually. Not nearly as bad as you would expect, because the impression everyone got was that she was the hero of the movie, and she most certainly is not.
Yeah.
So that's okay. And she comes back.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, movies are allowed to have Nazis in them. Just don't make them the hero.
He's in Village of the Damned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he passed away in
Carpenter remake.
2004, though, at the age of
See, he would've-
66.
Boy, I got a feeling. I don't know if this guy did enough interviews, but I got a feeling. Slip a few drinks in him and ask him about
Story.
any of the stories. Yeah. This is the kind of person I would love to see at a convention,
I'm sorry, but he's in these two Power Ranger things towards the end, and he played a bartender in both of them. Power Ranger Time Force. Okay, same thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Power. Then we have Roberta Collin.
Wishmaster.
Who was in a couple of
Yeah.
few things that we have, Caged Heat. That's another Demi film, I believe.
Oh, she was the girlfriend in the tub. Who was she in this movie?
She was the
one who
King
shot the car?
guy's girlfriend.
She was Billy Bat's girlfriend.
Okay, yeah, when I meant they weren't in the tub, they were in
Hot tub.
pool. Hot tub. Yeah, thank you. When the police came over.
And she was Matilda the Hun in Death Race 2000, also, which is probably where she met the writer. So,
Got the swastika on there. Yeah.
Yep. And she was in Eaten Alive, where I think she might have been eaten alive.
No, gosh.
By the croc.
I did not pick up on any of this. This is very cool. All right. Then you have some shots of the killings.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to actually kill someone with a safety razor? I mean, a razor blade, yes, no problemo. They're sharp. But safety razors are designed for idiots to not actually. You would have to work at it for a half an hour. I mean, you can give yourself a nasty cut and you'll bleed like a pig. But to actually get far enough in to cause something to happen.
Well, I thought,
no.
Did she kill him? No, but he's going to have a nasty staph infection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But didn't he? I mean, she really leaned into that, didn't she? I remember.
Yeah, she was working.
Pushing it with her other hand.
Meanwhile, he's helpless.
What
are you doing? Tied them all up. Yep.
He's just waving his arms around because I just go silly when somebody tries to cut my.
Hey, listen, I don't
like one of those inflatable men.
I'm not if you meet a woman and you don't know her and she's, how about we tie you to the bed? This sounds to me more like a third or fourth date move.
They were on something. I don't know what they were on, but they were
I think they were open for him.
Whatever it was made him speak in slow motion and a funny voice.
Pot for sure. I don't know if that weird thing they were smoking pot out of.
Well, that's true. They were.
Oh, that was a carburetor.
Oh, of course, Jeff knows what it is.
Yeah, it's like a bong without water.
Yeah.
Oh.
You fill it up with smoke, and then you take your finger off and it shoots through.
Oh.
Now we got drug use in this. Yeah, we're not getting on YouTube.
This one ain't getting monetized.
We just have to put it up and take it down right away.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else we want to say about said?
Oh, is there anything else we can do to get kicked off of YouTube?
Well, I got to mention. So here we are.
Suicide.
Yeah. How do I? Oh, I know what to do.
Okay.
So go back to. I was really bummed. Was I really bummed? This guy in my life is Lieutenant Handley on Combat.
Yeah, I
Oh.
saw that he was on Combat. Yeah.
Him and Sergeant Saunders kind of alternated the leads in episodes, although Saunders was somewhat known, but he did 150 some episodes. Right before that, he did a TV show that I forget the name of it, something like something about the bird named Robin or something, like, or the case of the something Robin. His name was Robin, and he was an insurance investigator that traveled the world solving.
Oh, that sounds
Heist.
terrible.
Yeah. The
Stuff.
Case of the Dangerous Robin.
But anyway, he
38 episodes. Yeah.
1 week after they, first off, let's see, in the year 2000, he published his memoirs, went to a reunion of the combat cast and crew, and then a week later, unalived himself.
Oh,
Mm.
what a shame.
And there's no real, it's one of those things where every source says was despondent over unnamed personal issues or something.
What a shame.
So
77. The age of 77.
he was a great guy, I think. And when you look at him in the parts, he was a regular player in TV movies in the 70s, or TV shows in the 70s and 80s. So I just wanted to mention him because he was a big part of me growing up as Lieutenant Hanley. And I loved him because he was the only one with a carbine. Sergeant Saunders had a Tommy gun. All the other guys had M1s except Kirby. He had a BAR. So anyway, you guys all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I had to mention him because as far as I could tell, he didn't make any other horror movies.
It's questionable whether he actually made one.
I still don't think he made one.
All right. Well,
he had those nice white pants on, though, just to show the damage. Yeah.
The damage. All right. Well, that's our review of The Witch Who Came from the Sea from 1976. If you've seen this and want to comment about it, please do. We'd love to hear what you think. And
even if you hated it like I do.
Oh, especially if you hate.
Or if you've got a rousing defense and you think we're a bunch of fools that don't see the genius of
it. Jeff, what's the best way to get hold of us?
Well, you can
don't just show up at our doorstep, please.
As my dad used to say, well, that's a mighty deep subject. You can send emails. Yeah, you can send emails to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com. You can make comments on Gruesome Magazine's YouTube page under the individual episodes. You can also go to our Facebook group and make comments. So, yes, we love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And we do have feedback for tonight, do we not?
Oh,
we do. And I think Bill should take the first one. And I don't know if he knows this person or not, for Time After Time.
This is,
I think that was your pick, right, Bill?
It was. This is P. Granger 8824. I'm really glad to see you guys at it again, but this film, just no. I decided to revisit it. Major disappointment. The setup is all there, and it's a good one, but my God, do they waste this setup? Very little is done with David Warner. There just isn't any real tension there. About the most that happens is he has conversations with Wells about how he is a good fit for this time. And Wells, what the hell? Was this supposed to be a thriller, or was it supposed to be about Wells fitting into the new time, feminism, and romance? It just goes off the rails and doesn't hit the target of what the setup promised, which was a tension-filled hunt for a serial killer. And I like Nicholas Meyer's past work, notably Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. The cast was decent, of course. I just don't know what the heck this film was supposed to be, but outside of that great initial setup, it's a letdown. The tone is all over the place. Bill Mulligan and I generally agree on films, but not this one. It was just too limp for me. It had way too much comedy, romance, and wandering in here for such a serious subject. Warner in From Beyond the Grave, where he goes from cool to psycho at the drop of a hat, is more like what The Ripper should have been like, but it's very muted in this film. Everything is muted, including the seriousness of the situation. I'm happy to be the lone critic here. I think time after time was a wasted opportunity to do something very cool, and instead it's sort of mediocre. That's honestly the first negative review I think I've ever read, but it's well presented, and not every movie
I think
it's for everyone.
he's got a point. I mean,
Mhm.
there is an anticipation from combining H.G. Wells and the Time Machine and Jack the Ripper that may or may not have been unfulfilled, I guess.
I do think if this movie had been cast differently, we wouldn't like it. I think this is one of those films that really works
we
so
love the
well
cast, yeah.
because the
The
cast
chemistry.
is so good,
Yeah.
and the chemistry among the cast members is so good that it works, and it might not have worked at all with a different cast.
Between H.G. Wells and the young lady Mary
Steenburgen.
Yes.
Yeah. But thank you.
Appreciate
you
it.
see, you can disagree 100% with everything we say here. I mean, that's fine, especially when it's well written and you make your case.
That he did.
Yeah, that he certainly did. I don't recognize this name,
P. Granger
8824. I don't know any 8824s, but might be the Boston 8824s. I don't know. But and then I'll probably get, this will come out and it's like, my mom calls me up and it's like, that I go by P. Granger. I'm like, oh, sorry, that's right. So if we went to school together, if we're best buddies, if you're secretly my wife Shauna under a pseudonym, let me know.
All right. Thank you very much, P. Granger.
Whoever you are.
Episode 263, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. And we've got a few of these here. And this one is for Doc.
No.
Abermelon the Mage.
Oh my God. I'm surprised you don't have Jerry's comments about this because he really sent me up pretty good.
Oh, I might have forgot I didn't go copy from.
Because he was absolutely 100% correct. Yes. The comment is, at least you got it over with. Have a great weekend. I turned 51 on March 26th. Well, happy birthday,
child.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Why aren't I up there?
Young man or woman.
And next up on Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park is Jose Luis Herrera Lapron. Chad. Sir.
All right. I had a neighbor friend who was obsessed with Kiss in the mid-'70s. When we were in grade school, he had action figures, posters, LPs, etc. I was baffled at the time. Later, I learned to like their music, but I've never seen this film. Now, when I think of Kiss, I think very fondly of Detroit Rock City from the late 90s. A great movie about, that movie captured what it was like to be a Kiss fan in the 90s. It was really, really good. Didn't have all that much Kiss in it as far as the four guys, but
that's why it's a great movie.
That's why it's good.
So let's do the next one. Bill Mulligan from Joseph Haydn.
My brother from another mother, because his story brings back flashbacks. Joseph Haydn says, "Love this episode, showing a little love for this totally disappointing movie. My brother and I were huge Kiss fans, and we're so excited to see this. The time was right. We were at the perfect age. We were big fans. We had the comics, we had the dolls, we had all the albums, either on 8-track or vinyl. To this day, we are still lifelong members of the Kiss Army, and I couldn't see it. As it turned out, I was in a school band, and we had an out-of-town competition. That same day the movie aired, I kid you not, I walked into the house at the exact moment when the closing credits had just finished.
No.
All I saw was the Hanna-Barbera logo before it faded to black. My brother told me all about it and made it seem like I missed the TV event of the decade. I was crushed. As far as I know, this never aired again. I finally saw it around 1984-85. I was walking through the toy department of a department store, like you do. And there was a spinner rack with VHS tapes on it. I gave it a spin. To my surprise, as it spun to the left, up came at eye level the VHS of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. I think I paid like $30 for the thing. That was a lot for a senior in high school, but I had a job and no girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I know, big surprise. But I bought it. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I made watching this an event at my house. I let everyone know. Oh, yeah. I wanted to see this. I made sure nobody else claimed the TV for a few hours in the upcoming weekend. I ordered a pizza and was set to be totally entertained. And it sucked. Seriously, I saw through all the cracks, the totally unbelievable stunt doubles, the crappy dialogue, the bad acting, all of it. I turned to my brother and was about to ask what the hell was so great about this. Before I could say anything, he simply said, I remember that being a lot better.
This is a great story.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Anyway, over the years, this has become a real oddity in KISS fandom. I still have that VHS. My brother and I still have a good laugh about the whole thing. Love your podcast. I would like to make a few suggestions. There's a couple of bad films I would love to hear your take on. The Vulture from 1966. Oh, that will come. Trust me.
Oh,
God, what a
my.
mental film. And from 1963, The Day Mars Invaded Earth. To be honest, The Day Mars Invaded Earth is a total cheapo snooze fest until the last scene of the film makes it all worth it. The Vulture, on the other hand, is just outlandish, so bad you got to see it. Man, you and I are psychically connected because that you have totally nailed both of those films.
Wow.
Keep up the good work, and I'll keep listening to all your shows. Seriously, you all are great hosts and look forward to your shows. Thanks, Joe. Joe, welcome to the
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell
Welcome
more
to the
people.
team, yeah.
That's nice writing. We'll take more of those.
Yeah,
You gotta
yes.
absolutely.
That is
Razor,
one of the best stories. Yes. Thank you very
told
much.
So
very
relate.
well. Told very well. Thank you, Joe. So on to episode 265, the Amityville Horror. And here's one from Bon Pourvu. I don't know what that means, but I think we're at Chad, right?
Okay. My favorite haunted house movie is The Haunted House of Horror, 1969.
Oh, wow.
Saw it as a kid, and the ending shocked me almost as much as the 60s fashion sense. Some of those shirts have to be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
Worth checking out if you can find it. Thanks for the video, guys.
I don't think
Thank
I've
you,
ever seen
Bon.
The Haunted House of Horror.
Thank you.
It's got another name. I think it's House of Horror House, maybe.
Yeah, it's
The
out there.
Haunted House of Horror sounds like something they'd have on SCTV, you know?
Or the sequel.
It does. It does indeed.
Also on the Amityville Horror from Retro Game Man Dan 79, who reveals some things about himself. Doc.
All right. Well, this should be fun. This should be fun. Retro Game Man Dan 79 has the following to say about Amityville Horror. Released the year I was. True story. My arse. My surname is Warren, but I have no connection with those lying dickheads. Oh, the ones. Okay.
We didn't get into how much of lying dickheads the Warrens were.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Well, Bill has hinted at it, I think.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So
Yeah.
the connection is in the lap of the meaningless gods. I think a bunch of people capitalized on human tragedy and not any mystery about demons or Satan. Excuses for this fundamental sickness or symbols. And in Freddy's Dead, my full name, Daniel Warren, appears on a billboard, class of 77. There is something underneath humanity's created order that has its own order. It seems like a mocking demon. But maybe it's the true nature of the universe, which is beyond any science or religion. The only word I have for it is madness.
Damn, that's some heavy philosophy going on.
Yeah,
there.
we get a comic story, and then we get a existential.
He reveals his
Oh,
identity.
So I finally got the first sentence.
Oh, released the year I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So he was released. Yes.
A Gay Man Dan 79. Retro Gay Man Dan. So Retro is all right if we keep calling you Mr. Gay Man Dan as opposed to Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
Although, madness. All right, that's it for feedback this episode. Although I do, as Doc pointed out, I left some out from another source that I should have looked at. So we'll get it next time.
It's okay. We probably don't have 3 more hours to read Joe's.
You're back. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think we'll be reading Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park stories for a while.
But that leads me to our next episode.
Oh my.
Chosen by Bill. Yeah.
My.
Bill was like, boy, after this movie, maybe we need a little palate cleanser where a bunch of kids aren't hurt or anything. Well, that didn't happen because we're doing Lucio Fulci's Don't Torture the Duckling, which I think is the movie that really made Fulci Fulci. From this point on.
Is there any eye trauma? Is there any possible eye trauma in this?
There's definitely some face trauma.
Maybe for a duck. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody tortures a duckling, I guess. I don't know.
Well, no, they don't. It says don't.
No, they don't.
Well, that's what you say to people that are doing it.
As they're doing it. That is true. It's a good point. I mean, it really wouldn't come up unless there was a very good possibility of that happening.
Well, maybe they stopped him
I'm fired up. We haven't done a Fulci for a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah, an early one as well.
Very early. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Well, we see if we can see some of those later stylings that came into.
And I'm going to have to go look up.
I picked this because I hadn't seen it. But then, as I started digging up some photos and stuff, I was like, this looks exactly like something I remember seeing. And then I remember a couple years ago, we did a Fulci panel at Dragon Con. And I binged as many Fulci films as I could see, and this was one of them. So I have seen it.
Shucks.
That's all right.
I wish I
remember liking it.
That panel.
It was a good panel.
Bill talking endlessly about Fulci and then there's this one movie that's got this scene. I can't remember the title, but the scene is. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
When you binge that many, they all get confused.
Oh yeah,
movies all the time.
Is that the Fulci film where someone gets eye damage? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who gave us feedback.
Yes.
And thank you, Jeff, for collecting all that up. And welcome back, Jeff.
Welcome back.
We are very happy for you to be here.
I love you guys.
We tease you a lot because we got you on the spot. Welcome back.
I watched from afar, but I didn't get to talk to any.
Oh yeah. I bet you were there times when you were like, oh my God, I cannot believe you guys don't know that he was the lead cowboy in 3 cowpokes and a
I got some stuff to say on classic here. I'm telling
you. Yeah, we knew going in that there was so much that we were stepping away.
I'll just say,
clear your schedule for me.
I cried 96 tears because you didn't bring this up.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, that'll be fun. All right. Well, see you all in 2 weeks. Jeff, Bill, Chad, thank you for joining me.
Great to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Always a lot of fun. Let's say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Gruesome Magazine.